Hey YouTube, this is Dana, and welcome to Now You Know. Today we're going to do a case study on Gen X mom, Jeannie. In 2007, Jeannie was a 40-year-old divorced mother of three. She worked for the Department of Defense as a civil servant. And although Jeannie did not receive child support in the form of money, her ex-husband provided medical and dental insurance for their children. Jeannie was not upside down in her mortgage. However, there was no equity in her home. Her civil service job, she was paid $86,000 a year. And to help reduce her consumer debt, which ballooned to $75,000, Jeannie started her business as a real estate agent and investor. Jeannie needed reliable transportation. After doing market research, she found a pre-owned 2007 Honda for $35,000. Before the divorce, Jeannie and her children were very active in their church. And instead of going on expensive vacations, Jeannie decided to spend the time on staycations exploring their community and the areas in Maryland. She participated in support groups for single parents and worked out regularly to improve her health. The divorce and the death of her parents elevated her blood pressure slightly. Jeannie was open to improving herself and obtaining generational wealth for her family. Jeannie needed a plan of action. The first thing she did was she purchased a 20-year term life insurance for $1 million. Because of her health and age, she paid less than $600 a year. One of her co-workers was married to an attorney who helped her prepare her estate planning documents. Jeannie worked on a financial independence plan. She looked for ways to take care of herself physically and mentally. She also worked very hard to keep the lines of communications open with her children and their father. Her goals were to retire before 60, have passive income in addition to her retirement, retire without debt to include their home, continue her health journey, and to provide her family with generational wealth. To do this, she followed the wealth dimensions that were discussed in the previous YouTube video. This is Jeannie in 2007. The only income she had was from her civil service job in the form of a W-2. She had no emergency fund. Her spending was out of control. She had a house, but it had no equity. She had consumer debt at the tune of $75,000, and she added additional debt of $35,000 by way of a car. She had no money set aside for her children's post-high school education. This is Jeannie in 2013. She has passive income by way of multiple 1099s. She has 1 year set aside in an emergency fund. Her spending is controlled. She knows where everything is being spent. Her house was paid off in less than 6 years. And if she has any consumer debt, she borrows the monies from her certificates of deposits. She has no car payments, and she now has money allotted for her younger children's post-high school education. In part 2 of this case study, we will show Jeannie's journey to generational wealth. Thank you, and don't forget to share and subscribe.